got new songs and you know this one, so stand up and sing it with us. Remember that one, don't you? I tell you what, that's the reason it's the season. Have y'all been in Walmart lately? No. They got Halloween stuff out. They do. They're putting up the fall stuff, putting up the Halloween stuff. They're not. It's the season for something over there, I tell you. Welcome to Unity of Music City. This is a place where authentic transformation happens if and you own it too. Right? You got to own it too. That's what my daddy used to say. You got to want it to happen, but this is the place where it can. We're so glad to have you here. I've got a few quick announcements for you. First, I want to let you know that we've been gathering. Look at that right there. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? We've been gathering items to take to Pennington Bend Elementary School for the teachers in the lounge, and this week Missy went and delivered some of that, made folks over there really happy, so good on you. That's what I want to say. Good on you. Miss who? Miss Kinzer, the principal, right there. So she was really pleased to get that. You know, and it ain't no learning happens without coffee. That's just the rule. And chocolate. No learning happens. This week, Healing Arts has a special event happening Thursday, August 10th. If you want to learn all about the pranic healing system, you can read some of that there. I'm not going to even try to, Master Cho Koksui, whatever his name is, right? He's a very smart guy. I'm just going to tell you that. So you'll want to come out on Thursday night if you want any more information about that. See Valerie Dennison. She's back there at the soundboard. See her afterwards and get some more information about that. Also, coming up on August 19th, August 22nd. I don't know, I'm just randomly picking days now. On August 19th, the Outdoor Adventures group is going to Cumberland Caverns. This is an all-day event. The last time we had an outdoor event with the Outdoor Adventures group, there were like, 172 people showed up, I think. Well, no, it's like 15, 16, but there was a good group of us, and we had a blast. So if you want to beat the heat and go caving, then check that out. Also, I want to tell you about our AC unit. Anybody go get coffee this morning? Yeah, it's a little warmish in that room, isn't it? Did you notice the air difference between that room and this one? And that's because we're still working on getting that AC unit over there that has died. And we're making progress. We're a little over halfway there, I believe. Keep prayerfully considering adding that $10 a week, $20 a week above and beyond your normal giving so that we can go ahead and get that repaired and get it fixed. This is Spirit's house, and we like to take really good care of it. Let's stand up and sing again. How about that? I believe in living from the heart, but sometimes Deb ought to sing from the music. So we're still learning those new songs. Forgive us. Live from the heart, sing from the music, right? And so I'm getting a little reminder in my ear over here that it's birthday Sunday. So, and I think we missed July. Is that not right? We missed July. If you had a birthday behind us a month or ahead of us a month, then I want you to stand up and let us sing to you. July and August birthdays, please. Just for your birthday, guess what? Special music today, Jamie London and Reverend D. They're in the house. I got the opportunity to hear them practice a little bit earlier, and all I got to say is, it's the best birthday present I could ever give you. I know, Lord gosh, don't set me up. This Wednesday, of course, we have ongoing classes at Unity of Music City. We have Lunch Bunch that meets every Wednesday at 11:30. And then at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, this brand new class that just got started last week, Spiritual Economics. Let me tell you, folks, you want to be a part of this. It's not too late to join up. You don't have to you didn't have to come and get the syllabus on the first night. There are extra copies for the second one. So we'll see you Wednesday night. B? Good morning.
Would the other prayer chaplains please stand? As you know, the prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. And we would also like you to know that there will be a prayer chaplain in the prayer room after the service, if anyone would like to have prayer right after the service. Thank you. I would also like to remind you that we are getting ready for World Day of Prayer, which is the unity celebration all over the world of prayerful peace from our hearts. We're going to have a service here. There are lots of things going on. We'll be getting you more information about that. In the meantime, we have now available little sheets that you can fill out with the names of people that you would like prayed for on World Day of Prayer. The chapter mission: I am an instrument of the divine. Say it with me. To a place of light, a place of love, a place of communion. I am open to a mighty flow that cascades over me like a waterfall, runs through me like a mighty river, and flows within me like a babbling brook. This flow is sweeping me away upon the path of the divine and moving me ever closer to the experience of agape love. I trust and have faith that I am guided and protected as I walk in this world as the expression of that one love, one joy, one peace. I know and affirm that every soul has their own expression and gift to share. I acknowledge each sentient being as a beautiful expression of that same love, joy, and peace. As I honor and love and accept another, I allow the flow of love, the flow of joy, and the flow of peace to happen between myself and the other. In that way, I can be in service as an instrument of the divine. And from 1 John 4:16. So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him.
And so I ask that you just settle yourselves into your seats and focus on your breath. And as you are focusing on your breath, affirming, I am an instrument of the divine. I am two of the most powerful words that you can say. And adding to those two words, I am an instrument. My energy comes from that one flow of love and joy and peace. And it flows through me out into the world. And in that way, I am an instrument of the love, an instrument of the joy, an instrument of the peace, an instrument of the divine. And so we are thankful in this moment for having this opportunity, for a morning breath of life, to remind ourselves that with every breath I take, I am an instrument of the divine. In the silence, in the silence. I am an instrument of the divine. And as I acknowledge that, I begin to acknowledge each sentient being as a beautiful expression of that same love, that same joy, that same peace. And as I honor and love and accept another, I give living, loving spirit the ability to flow through me, making me more and more each day an instrument of peace.
Good morning, everybody.
something far greater. Just believe without asking why. As sure as the moon winks to the ocean and the rivers run into the sea, we all are here to fulfill our own purpose. God, let your light shine through me, so fill me up is my desire. There's no greater flame. There's no greater fire. Holy Spirit, show me your way, and we will be one in the same light, burning brighter each day. I know there's no need to worry. Just take things one step at a time. I'm walking in faith with Spirit to guide me, even when there's no reason or rhyme. I'll lean not on my own understanding. God, it's through your eyes I'll see. The best way for me, Lord, to show you I love you is to be all that you want me to be. So fill me up is my desire. There's no greater flame. There's no greater fire. Holy Spirit, show me the way, and we will be one in the same light, burning brighter
if that song doesn't wake you up, nothing will. And I realized I don't have a clicker down here. I got one now. Yay, raw tootie. So what does it mean, I am an instrument of the divine? Oh, that right there, yeah. What does it mean? It means something that I learned years and years and years and years ago when I first came into Unity, and I heard Unity ministers talking about living in the flow. And I know that I talked about that in the beginning of becoming the minister of this church, and I didn't really fully get it 100%. And I would have people go, what do you mean living in the flow? In the flow what? That right there was a living in the flow. You live in the flow all day, every day, whether you acknowledge it or don't acknowledge it, by being the presence of love, by being the presence of joy, or by being the presence of peace. Now, sometimes we step out of the flow for a moment. My dear friend Christina Malone talked about this years ago. And she told several of us, I know what it means to be out of the flow. She was in a canoe going down the river. Some of you remember this story. And all of a sudden, she decided that the canoe was going somewhere she did not want to go. And so she decided to step out of the canoe. And she broke her ankle. So I don't know what that means to you, but what I want to tell you is when you are in the flow of Holy Spirit, you better go where it's going. Now, it may not always go somewhere you think it's supposed to go, right? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't bargain on this little piece right here. But I have always, and that's been almost 20 years ago that Christina shared that with some of us here. I have always thought about that and went, I'm not stepping out of this right now because I don't want to break my ankle or something else. So as we talk this month about being in the divine flow of love and joy and peace and what that really looks like, that's what we're going to be talking about all month. And so we affirmed all of this for the last whole month. I just added, I am an instrument of the divine at the end. Because you've been working on this affirmation for a month. It is pretty much solid in some of you. Some of you are still pushing back on some of it, and that's okay. But I want us to say this together. Is everybody ready? I know who I am. I know where I came from. I know where I'm going. I am an instrument of the divine. Now just pay attention to yourself. And maybe one of those statements, or part of one of those statements, you went, or whatever you do on the inside of you. That's what happens to me when I hear that. I know, uh-oh. I'm getting ready to step out of the canoe. I need to be still. So I want us to say it one more time. I know who I am. I know where I came from. I know where I'm going. I am an instrument of the divine. And what would that really look like? Well, here's a possibility. This is a unity statement of being that some churches in Unity make every Sunday morning. I live, move, and have my being in one presence, one mind, one life, one love, in all, through all, as all, God the good, omnipotent. I don't know what that means to you. But Unity has a belief system that God is all good. And that God, the omnipotent, is what we're talking about, that we live and move and have our beingness in God the good. And so if I live and move and have my beingness in that one presence and one power, what is my life going to look like? I'm going to be in the flow. And what does it look like when I try to take one of my feet and step out of the canoe? What does it look like? We've all done it in many different ways. So we're going to have a discussion in a moment. Those of you that are new, and I've seen a few new faces, I think, this morning. We sometimes have times where I stop talking for a minute and you talk amongst yourselves. But I got Crystal to put up a picture here of all different kinds of instruments. They're all played differently. We're all played differently by Spirit. I will let you know that some of them are blown through. Some of them have to be beat on before they're going to play. Just hint, hint. Some of them are struck with certain things. Some of them are touched like piano keys. So I want you to have a conversation with someone close to you about which one of those instruments you are drawn to this morning and why is it. When we talk about an instrument and being an instrument of the divine, which one of these instruments seems up close and personal to you in this moment, and why is that? Have a conversation for a minute. So all I'm asking you to do in this moment is to push the pause button because you're going to finish a conversation in just a second. I just want you to hear these words and see if this makes a difference at all. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon I will be. Where there is doubt, I will bring faith. Where there is despair, I will bring hope. Where there is darkness, I will bring light. Where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Help me understand to be loved and to love, and in giving great blessings I'll receive. In forgiving others, forgiveness we will find. In dying to ourselves, forever we'll live. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Now finish your conversation. So I hope you know that there is no right or wrong answer here. Because sometimes I know that I come across like wind chimes, and sometimes I am a trumpet, loud and obnoxious. And we all can say that. Because sometimes speaking our truth has to happen in a way that people will wake up just a tad. Does that make sense? We don't have to be preachy, but we do have to cut through the darkness. We are asked to be the light. And if there is darkness out there, we can't go out there with a bushel basket over our light and wander through and beat and bang around in there and hope something's going to happen. Which is sometimes what we want to do because we don't want to cause confusion. But when there's darkness, the fastest way for the darkness to dissipate is to shine a beam right into the middle of it. And it brings whatever's there to the surface. But what I know is sometimes that's a little scary. You get me? If it's mine to do. It's not always mine to do, but we know when it's ours to do. It's that meeting that you were sitting in at some point in time and you go, but and then a day later or a month later you go, I would have, I could have, I should have. Remember our conversations for the last month? When the door opens, you've got to go through it. Because that door may never open again. You may never have that opportunity again to speak and shine a light in that piece of darkness. So when the door opens, sometimes being a wind chime works. Sometimes you have to march through the door playing a trumpet. In the psychology world, it's called tough love. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But sometimes the truth has to be spoken even when it doesn't feel warm and fuzzy. And I know that we've got probably at least 80% old hippies in here that want to be peace and love all of the time. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. But what I want to say to you, and we'll be focusing on this for a month, there are people in Nashville, Tennessee that are hurting right now, this morning. There are people that are hungry. There are people that slept out under a tree somewhere. There are people that cannot pay for any of their whatever they need to do to live. And when you begin to look at the big picture of Nashville, Tennessee, there's no reason why that should be happening at all. And we are not an enigma to the world. It's everywhere. But I'm just saying in this city, all that's going on out there. And I'm like, what's the deal? And in unity, this is how we want to be an instrument of peace. And there's nothing wrong with it. I love that picture. I've posted it many, many times. I'm peace. And now I'm going to go home and sit on my patio and be peace. All afternoon, I'm going to be peace. And then what? And I'm not trying to step on toes. I'm just trying to be a little bit of a trumpet this morning. Just a tiny tad. And hear me, we have to do this piece. If I don't do this every day, I play off key on my trumpet and it's worse. Okay? It's really bad. Being an instrument of the divine means I'm what? What is an ambassador? Somebody holler out and tell me what an ambassador is. What do? They represent something. You are a representative of the kingdom of heaven. I'm going to say that again because some of you are looking at me like I am from another planet. You are a representative of the kingdom of heaven. We are told that the kingdom of heaven is within each of us and amongst us in this room. And so when you leave here, you are a representative of the kingdom of heaven. Woo! What does that look like? It means you're an ambassador of love. What does that look like? Jesus tried to have these conversations with his folks, his 12 little merry men, remember? They kept getting confused. They would say, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Is the kingdom of heaven here? Is it somewhere off in space? Where's the kingdom of heaven? He kept saying the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's within each of you. It's within us in this group. We are creating the kingdom of heaven right here on the earth. It's not somewhere we're going to go when we die and go, woohoo, I'm tired of all those awful people down there. Now I can be okay. We are charged to create it here, right now. And so Jesus said, okay, let me give you some stories about it, because he told a lot of stories. He said the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. Tiny. Have you ever seen a mustard seed? It's tiny. That if you planted that mustard seed, eventually this big giant tree is going to grow. Woo-hoo! Guess what his 12 merry men did? We don't understand. Ate the seed, yeah. We don't understand. What is it? The kingdom of heaven is like leaven and bread. Anybody in here bakers? Bake bread? Put leaven in bread. It spreads throughout the whole loaf. Wow. They said, we still don't get it. Can't you imagine what he felt like after a while? Lord mercy. How many more stories am I going to have to make up to talk to y'all about what this is? He said, well, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure that was hidden in a field, and when the person found it, they got so excited, they went and told everybody else about it. I'm going to say that again. Some of you are going. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure that somebody finds in a field, and they get so excited about it that they go tell everybody. What is it? What is it? What is the kingdom of heaven to you? I'm telling you, to me, it's the flow of love and joy and peace that I share when I go out into the world with people that don't have that. But what is it to you? What is it that you found that is so wonderful and you are so passionate about it that you want to share with everybody else? Does it make sense? Frank knows. He's grinning like a possum back there. Yay! Because when you find it, whatever it is to you, you can't hold it back anymore. That would be like me telling Jamie London and Judy Blackwelder we're never going to do music again, ever, ever. I know. That's a great thought. Do you understand how we create hell here on the planet? Because we have found that treasure and we are not sharing it at all. We're not. Some of you are still going. I see it in your faces. You're just like the 12 merry men. You don't get it. They never got it. They never understood what he was trying to talk about. It's like a merchant that is seeking a jewel, he said, keeps looking for this jewel and all of a sudden finds it, and he is so excited that he goes and shows it to everybody. Look what I found. Look what I'm so excited about. The energy is like, do any of you ever get passionate about anything? Oh, yeah. There you go. Because I cannot share the kingdom of heaven with somebody like this right here. You know, I have a really fun time singing with Jamie, and I would like for you to come and listen to us sing because it's really fun. Who cares? Does that make sense? And I know people that walk around like that all day. I do. How are you? Well, I don't know. Not having a good day. Rock. And so if that is your experience on that day, please find a friend who's found the kingdom of heaven. And hang out with them for a little bit. Because it's their job to share with you the kingdom of heaven. It's all of our jobs. We are ambassadors of what? Really? Ambassadors of love. You know, the hard thing about trying to explain this over this month, and this whole month we're focusing on agape love. I'm not going to give all of our juju away for all month, but agape love is what we are called to be, which means I'm called to love everybody and everything. Did you see my ticks? They came out just then. I am called to be agape love with everybody. I know some of you are going, not that person. Everybody and everything. Every day. All day long. Even when I don't want to. That's why we have to keep going back to that breathing picture sometimes. Because when I don't want to, that's what I have to do. I have to go. I told you bathrooms are the best places in the world to go be by yourself and breathe for a second. People don't generally follow you in there. Generally. The last story that Jesus told in this particular day that he was sitting there with them is it's like a fisherman that casts a net into the water and catches hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fish. And guess what the fisherman does? Shares them with others. When I catch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fish or dollars or whatever, it is mine to with others. Not to build up great barns that store grain. Some of you that are old Bible scholars know that that's out there too. Now, this is consciousness shifting. That's why we're studying spiritual economics on Wednesday night, because if we really lived the way people say they live in Christianity, there would not be anyone hungry. There would not be anyone that didn't have clothes. There would not be anybody that didn't have a place to lay their head down, but we don't really do that. Because when I cast my net out and gather up 100 or 200 or 300 fish, I go, woohoo! I'm going to keep them all right here. And I'm going to put them in the freezer. Because I might not have any fish in a year, and then I need some of those fish in the freezer. Hear me, I've had to work on all that myself for the last 20 plus years. What does this look like? To be living and moving and have my beingness in God, it means that I'm not worried about tomorrow. That's a big one. Because if I'm not worried about tomorrow, and then if I have a ham sandwich and some chips today, I will share it with someone. Instead of going, well, I may not have a ham sandwich tomorrow, so I can't share it today. Emmett Fox is a great New Thought writer that said there is no difficulty love will not conquer. And so when I go on the first and third Saturdays to One Nashville meetings and I hear how some people are living in our city, I go, there is nothing that love can't conquer. Nothing. When I know what some of the children are dealing with coming into school tomorrow, and that they don't have, and they don't have, and they don't have, I'm going, there is nothing love cannot conquer. Nothing. The only reason love doesn't conquer it is because we think it can't. Are you hearing me? And what I do sometimes is think, well, I'm just me. I can't do this by myself. That's why Jesus said to us, where two or more are gathered, grab somebody and go with you. Grab 4 or 5 peoples to go with you. Because there is nothing that this small group of people right here cannot conquer if we love. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to take it in. Air conditioning unit, anything. There is nothing that we cannot conquer together if we love. There's the big thing, if we love. Then our own Papa Charlie, Charles Fillmore, that started the Unity movement, said, if we persist in thinking loving thoughts and speaking loving words, we are sure to bring into our experience the very what? Wow. So if I stay in that flow, if I keep flowing with that flow of love, I'm going to be sharing the love. But the minute I go, I think I'm going to step out. Think about if you were in a canoe and you had 1 foot in and half of your booty in and 1 foot out in the water that's flowing. Think about what that would look like. Like, oh, that wasn't a very good idea to do, right? But that's what we're doing in our lives. Does that make sense? When Christina said that almost 20 years ago, I got a big old aha. You know those moments when you go, woo, I get it. Instead of being in this flow of love, I'm judging all of this out here and going, and then I end up breaking something. Breaking my flow. Don't judge. Just be love. Just be love. Every moment of every day, just be love. And when you can't be love, call somebody and say, remind me how to be love. Remind me. You all have heard me say millions of times, that's why I used to adore Jody Warlick, because I would call her and go, I'm so mad. And she would laugh. Laugh and laugh and laugh on the phone I didn't want that. I wanted her to go, yes, be mad. She didn't do that. She would laugh and laugh and laugh till I would start laughing. And she would say, Denise, just love. Every time, the same answer. You would think I would have quit calling her, wouldn't you have? Just love, Denise, just love. Love, love, love. And it took me years and years and years and years and years and years and years of calling her and sitting with her to finally go, well, duh. Love is all there is. That's all I have to do. I don't have to do anything else. So what I want to ask you is, this is my little parable to you. And we need the praise and worship people, the song people. Doug's asleep on the back row, but come right on. Hello. Because I'm going to tell you from my perspective, the kingdom of heaven is like a bridge. And where are you willing to bridge out into another group of people and be the love?
I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins in you and me. Between your heart and mine, love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Across the desert with no shoes upon my feet, to share with you the last bite that I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When your hopes are sinking, let me show what love means. Love
Naomi and Winona eat your heart out. It's that wonderful time when we have the opportunity to give back to our spiritual community on our sacred walk of abundance. And just as I'm going to stretch right now, just as a reminder, as we come forward, take an affirmation from the bowl, and then we'll put our tithes and offerings in the crystal bowl. And there it is, right there. We have a little bit of a new twist on our sacred affirmation. So if you would say this with me, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
So we open our hands and our hearts and our minds, and we first bless these tithes and offerings because we know they have come from that place of love within the heart, and they have flown and flowed into this ministry on that web of love and joy and peace. And we know that this ministry will use those funds to go back out into the world to bless others. And we also know that as we stay in that flow that is love and joy and peace, that flow will come right back to us, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, for that's the law, and so it is. Amen.
Reverend D, if you would stay right here for just a moment, I have a quick announcement to make. The Donaldson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce, in conjunction with the Metropolitan Nashville Airport Authority, has announced its inaugural Rachel Awards. These awards are for women who have done exemplary work in the community. One of those awards is the Master Gardener Award, and it is described thusly. She has mentored, she has tutored, she has advocated for those less fortunate, she has cultivated others so they might sow the seeds of success. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the 3 nominees for the Master Gardener Award this year is Reverend Denise Shergan. The awards ceremony, by the way, is this Friday, August 11th, 7 p.m. at the Hermitage. You may buy tickets and go to the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber website for tickets, and there's a group rate if you want to get a pass. I'd love you to go along. Let's stand and join hands and sing together to close this service.
Yes,